You think you know me? Say I'm as cold-hearted as they come. You think I'm slowly.
What's up, Pride Fam? The dogs are in the house. The dogs are in the room.
Yeah, you guys, our dogs are in the podcast room and Kent just tried to kill Stewie.
No, Stewie got confused because if you're watching this podcast, not only listening, you can see that I'm wearing bear claw slippers and I think he was confused.
Show him,
They're
do it,
white
Mama.
bear claw shoe thingies, and they're next to my face right now. It's a nice leg.
Wow.
And I'm like very pink.
He's also wearing an Ahoy sailor
From
cap.
where? Where did I get this, Molly?
Stranger Things.
That's right. At the Galleria, they have an amazing pop-up shop that we got to go to.
Yes.
Which is really fun. Also, you guys, if you do not have the time to sit down and watch us, totally understandable. We understand the busy life.
Hey,
Be sure you are listening to wherever you get your podcasts. We actually keep talking about this, but we want to make a really funny trailer where you can listen to us in the
shower,
Or the
toilet,
bathroom,
or
gym,
having sex,
with
your boyfriend,
partner,
with
your mom.
Hi, Mom. But don't forget, you guys, our podcast is free to hear, free to listen, and we are bringing and we are bringing all the love to our queer community, our LGBT plus community. And last episode was so fun.
Oh
Fiona, we miss you. It was so informative. We're talking about all these amazing things.
And we got great response from it.
We did. Hell yeah.
So educational. And, we always have fun here at Pride House LA. And we try to talk about as much as we can with our community and people who support it, who don't support it, but actually having somebody who has done so much research and
a true ally, a true advocate.
My
for
favorite thing
us.
about her episode was how she compared society to the military binary, how men and women the binary in the military is very black and white essentially, and then how can we translate that to society.
And also I think too, Kent, even you saying how awesome of an ally she is. I think we try to preach this a lot too, is even if you are a part of the community, whether you're gay, lesbian, trans, bisexual, pansexual, however
asexual,
you identify, you still
demisexual
can be an ally, and you also cannot be an ally. So even though you are gay, there's some people who are gay or part of the community who are not the best allies. Right. And I think that's what's so special about Fiona is not only does she do all her research, but she is advocating and being an ally for herself and our community. And you don't come across people like that a lot. You come across people who are you better respect our community, and we're coming up. But there's a difference between being a part of the community and being an ally for it. And I do think that was really special last week too.
Totally. So if you have a moment, 45 minutes exactly. Take a moment to listen. Yeah, she has she also has a book.
Her book is called Our
Bisexuals.
Greedy.
And that was actually the title of our last.
And she has a great artist that illustrated the book, and
that's right. And you guys are really interested in bookmaking, or am I not allowed to say
yes.
this?
Yes, we are.
Yeah,
100%.
You guys are in the works of creating an illustrated. It's not a kid's book.
It is. It's a kid's book. It's in the very early stages. We just spoke with the first team member that's going to kind of guide us with everything, but it's actually a kid's book based on Jeka. And it's about a trans kid who gets their name changed and is being called by their legal name
and
all
is
the way
confused by why they are being called this name, even though at home and in their family and their cousins and all stuff are calling them a different name, right? Or a name that their name.
Yeah.
But when they go to school or the doctor or the dentist and all stuff, their legal quote unquote legal name is still a dead name.
A dead name, and also the wrong gender.
And also, so kind of
going through that journey
through that process. And for me, I just imagine if I can go back and really understand all that stuff, I want to put this book into if I could actually go back and have people help me navigate this part of my life, something as simple as a name.
Yeah. And I think what's so crazy too, babe, is and first of all, Jeka's legal name is Jeka Jane.
Hey, I got my passport.
It's legal.
You know what made it really legit though is when our bank account the other day, it switched. It said my dead name for forever.
So you like open your app and it goes like, hello, Mollee. And it was saying Jeka's dead name.
And then I popped and I was like, oh my gosh. Because we were trying to book our Cancun trip.
Hey,
that's right.
Okay, stay tuned because we're going to talk about that. But we've been trying to book our Cancun trip. And then I couldn't, for some reason, my card wouldn't go through my card. Three or four times I was like, maybe I need to call Expedia because they're messing it up. And then I realized it was because we went to the bank to get our bank account updated, and I was like, oh,
and Jeka's name, like Jeka was using his dead name, but it also hadn't fully processed. Yeah. So now it was super crazy.
Have legal passport, ID, and bank account. That's what made it like legit.
But what I was saying is you have never even been called by your dead name. Like ever since you can remember, everyone always referred to you as Jeka. So it was like so probably like frustrating. Yeah, well, it was even frustrating as a partner to be like, when we would go get our COVID test.
Oh, yeah.
They would like, Jeka's legal name was something that maybe more emulated a female presenting person. And they would be like, all right. And they would call me by Jeka's dead name. And I was like, that's not me. And then it was just so frustrating being like, just no one is, I've never known Jeka as that name ever, even pre-transition. Yeah. So it's so
literally don't know anybody that knows me by that name.
Besides your mom, I feel like.
But even like my mom.
Yeah. Never.
Rare. Like she would it would come out, but I'm like, never.
Yeah.
Like 0.0001%.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. I can't even listen. Like I can't even handle. Sometimes in my TSA pre-check, my middle name is in it, and then it's like even having confusion with my middle name. Like I can't even handle. I don't know how you handle a full name when I can't even get like things lined up on my documents clear. Like, am I putting my full name? Am I putting like I hate middle names. Yeah, so I can't even imagine having the wrong first name and like seeing it and hearing it and being reminded like that's not who you are, especially in moments where you are getting licensed, you are getting like this almost kind of like this very proper documentation of traveling across seas or whatever it is, like these big moments of like you're a citizen, you're a part of this land or wherever you are from, and then they say the wrong name. Like no, that's got to change.
And I always thought it was interesting because before
or a waiter, like says something.
That was an interesting thing, like my ID and then my debit card, because obviously like I would always want to put my card down to like pay, even though our money comes from the same fucking bank account. But I would like always put my card down just because I don't want, like
it's so warm in here.
And so like even like the disconnect from that, like my ID and then my debit card are two different things.
Well, there was actually like two circumstances. One where we were with some of our crew kids, and we had taken them out to dinner, and Jeka and I had ordered like an adult drink, so they checked our
vodka.
They had checked our
doubles,
IDs.
Sips wine.
Yeah,
a full bottle of wine.
Okay, what brand? Of vodka.
Smirnoff,
duh.
sure. Gang.
All day.
No, but we were literally there. We had ordered our drinks. They checked our ID. They came back and they said, "I'm so sorry, we can no longer serve you."
Oh, when we were in
Ohio. And so they were like, our bartender will not serve you guys seeing your IDs. And then the manager came by and snuck.
If you could see Kent's face right now.
I'm in disbelief. I'm like, okay, what's happening next?
And the bartender. The manager came by and got a drink from the bar, walked by. And if you guys can see me right now, if you're watching visually, literally like put
walked
a drink
past, like kind of
and goes, don't say anything.
Slid it on our table and they just kept walking.
Yeah.
And we were like,
dogs are even upset.
Yeah.
I think it's because our Mexican food just got delivered. And then also we went out of the country, and this was pre-transition with Jeka and his legal name being switched, and we put that we were married, and they were like, we don't allow that here. So they made
what?
Yeah, they made us.
Where did you say No, you got Mexican
that was
food.
Not in Mexico. We were getting. I don't remember exactly.
Bali. Yeah, because it was our honeymoon, and we were so excited to actually put.
You went to Bali?
Yeah, I think it was Bali or Korea.
I don't remember exactly.
But
it happened.
It was definitely an experience where we were like, okay, we're so excited. We just got married, and then we're going through the customs in another country. I don't remember exactly where. And then we get there, and we're like filling out the paper. You got to fill the little customs form.
Yeah.
And we only filled out one form because we're married.
We're like, oh, we're married. And they were like, no, you need to fill out separate.
They were like, oh, yeah, we don't do that here. So, mind you, we had waited in the longest custom line, and they sent us back to get a new sheet of paper, fill it out, and then get back in line.
Yeah, which is, I mean, you know, if you travel overseas, it's really
it's like the DMV. It's just a process.
I literally was like, I said, no, we're married. You literally, I was like, I checked the box married, and they were like,
no, you need to
we don't do that
because
here.
that was me pre-transition. Obviously, still checking a different box than like I check now.
Check
so
his
it
dead
was,
name.
and using a different name, and then it was, it literally was wild.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was definitely an experience.
We should
We're still talking about Fiona, aren't we? That's how we got onto this tangent.
Yeah.
So thank you, Fiona.
Yeah, thanks, Fiona.
Watch.
So if you did not watch or listen to our last episode, you're not going to understand the first segment. So go listen. I think let's take our first break. And then I want to talk about, or I feel like we all do because we all watched it together, the Hype House show.
On Netflix.
Yeah, it's so close to home. They talked about being a content house. You guys, if you are new to following us, we are a queer content house called Pride House LA. And there was so much in that show that we just kind of picked and
it was
cool
fun.
Kind of get to know them. Sorry, it's cool to get to know them, like not on a TikTok person. I was like, that's
you got to
cool.
see. You really get to see
them, and they just
they're young. So I feel like let's take a quick break, come back, talk about Hype House and Content House, and don't forget, you guys, if you are not subscribed to our
podcast,
I was gonna say channel.
They should subscribe to everything. If you guys aren't subscribed to our podcast, make sure you do so. Rate and comment below.
Download, save, and
5 stars, 5 stars.
5 across the board.
We'll be right back.
It's so warm in here. What's up, Pride fam? Wow, we did a double intro back from break.
We're back.
And we're feeling it. And my back was just shaved, too.
You just shaved your back?
I did.
Who?
I have
you shaved it? Or did smush?
I have employees.
You do.
I have employees.
Why do you
employ
shave your
people.
back?
They come to your house, or you go to them.
Mm-hmm.
Mobile groomers.
Yeah, just like your puppies.
Just like our puppies.
Shout out Golden Paws. They come and clean up our doggies and also Kent's back.
Woo!
And they also put a cute little bow on me.
That's right.
One moment. I'm just going to take
Yeah, we can start that over again. I don't know.
I love it.
It's all angles, baby.
Molly tripping. All right, should we start over?
No, I think that was funny.
Okay.
All right, guys. So before the break, we were talking about how we watched the Netflix original series, Hype House, which, if any of you have not watched it, it is a reality show based on the content house Hype House, which kind of started content houses on TikTok and all over social media. Which we kind of look to them, I think, because we, Pride House has only been a thing for like barely a year. So we found out about
4 years, right?
Yeah, we found out about Hype House and we were like, wait, what is this?
I learned about them individually, and then I learned about they were all part of the house.
Yeah, and I always wondered, like, do they actually live together? Because, I mean, we're also a bit older than them. They're like 18 to like 22.
Just a bit.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
We got a few years, but like.
I don't know about you. I'm the same age as Nikita.
Fire.
You are?
How old is Nikita?
25.
Same age. They're the same age. Kent is also 25.
And I love Nikita. I can't wait to dish about it because that's kind of the whole world that we're in. So it's, those people out there, those viewers, like the Hype House, it's like you learned about it through Charlie. I learned about Hype House through Charlie.
Right.
But also, I will say, I had no idea Charlie, Addison, Dixie, all them were a part of Hype House.
Yeah.
Like, I had no idea what Hype House was until like a little bit ago.
Yeah. It kind of seems like, the Simon Cowell of social media, and they brought all these forces together, and then, or, prior, and then they just
were
kind
the
of
One Direction.
Manifested. Yeah, they were the One Direction. Or the Fifth Harmony. I don't know, whoever you like.
Dang. Well, that's when I can like plug in because I knew Sway Boys before.
You knew the Sway House or Sway Boys.
Molly had a low-key crush on, what's his name?
Josh Richardson.
Who she said that so fast.
I didn't have a crush.
Oh, they're saying, YouTube had creator houses. YouTube also had creator houses.
We're also live right now on TikTok. If you guys aren't following us, please follow us on all social media platforms, Pride House LA. Or you can follow us. Who?
Your brother.
Hey, Stone. You could also follow us individually at Mollee Gray.
At Jeka Jane.
At Kent Boyd.
And again,
And
we're Pride House LA. So yeah, make sure you guys are following us. But so it was kind of interesting for me to like watch. For me, watching Sway Boys is because they got so popular so fast. It's not that like I had a crush on Josh Richardson. I just was like, whoa, his engagement is so strong.
You felt his power.
Yeah, and he had a girlfriend at the time, Nessa Barrett, I think I'm saying her name right. But then she had this scandal.
The T, I guess.
And then she kind of like cheated on him. I don't know. I don't want to get involved in this TikTok drama. So
although we just did.
But no, but so I guess to me, I knew what Sway Boys was, but I thought that like Hype House was something
different
that they like broke away from. I don't know.
And
I
listen,
was confused.
I also didn't really learn about it until we were in some type of article right after JoJo's situation, and they broke down like their favorite content houses, and we were like, number 10, like at the bottom of the list. But I was like, oh, I finally got to see some of the other houses out there, some of these other people that are like kind of claiming the same thing we are, which is a house where people come together to form a collective to unite their powers and make on one account while we all have separate accounts, which I thought was really smart. I mean, it sounds like Making the Band back in the day, or all those things that we were into, because we're all in the dance industry and the choreography and acting world. So we're always kind of looking at those pop star mixes, or they're trying to make a group, and social media is doing that. Even JoJo's doing that with her new girl group called
XOMG Pop. Yeah. And I think what's so crazy too is like it literally with TikTok and TikTok fame, all of that, it can literally happen overnight. But and they talk about this in the Hype House show, is they say like either you can be famous just by like getting on TikTok, or you can have like a reasoning behind it. That's why we saw that a lot of TikTokers go to music, because that's what they're passionate about, which I found kind of very interesting. And something that they had said was in the Hype House, I believe his name was Thomas, the guy who started it. He said, we weren't casted as a group of people. We were friends that started a content house. And it's so crazy. He was like, there's no other house like that. And then when he said that, I was kind of like, dang, like honestly, like us three, we've been best friends for like a decade.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say like best friends, but we've definitely been like close. And then this past year and a half, we've gotten like inseparable. So I was like, that just made me want to push Pride House even more and be like, no, actually, we have been together for like over a decade, and we have a mission and all that.
And we've been, and then in that decade, we've been really working together on kind of monumental moments within our lives. So we know how to run a professional business. And I kind of think in Hype House, you get to see these kids come together very young. And I'm like, man, I'm so glad we're doing Pride House with a little bit more a little bit more understanding of who we are.
Right.
We know how to clean our dishes. We know how to do all those things that they're, just trying to figure out and learn. But that would be hard.
One of my biggest mantras that I've been living by, especially after creating Pride House, I think, is find people you trust and take them all the way. And I really do feel like, I mean, obviously I found my wife, and then I feel like Molly's also found, like, you've known each other for way longer. And I feel like me and Ken have known each other
forever.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like in this like little triangle, I feel like we've known each other for a long time, and then now
it organically happened, but we had eyes on each other throughout the whole entire journey.
Right,
and then it just happened at the right time and place for us. And for these guys, it kind of, to me, honestly, it felt like being thrown into So You Think You Can Dance when you're 5 years old and you're under the lights, and you kind of have to expose a bunch of things and just kind of come to terms with all this stuff, because they have endless cars, endless toys. They have a sumo wrestler. Like, it's the dream, it's the fantasy, it's like the candy land of life.
They have like endless amounts of money to what they seem like, now. And I imagine if like even just kind of doing my career now when I was 18 and being at the success level as I am, I feel like I wouldn't have been as smart with my money. And I feel like, now
I do that all the time.
I'm 30, like it definitely am like, okay.
We're still learning.
Yeah. But it's also like, okay, buy a house, and it's definitely a different vibe. But I really did get like a lot of value from it. I also was kind of like, it's funny to watch like that teen drama.
Yeah, I thought that it was cool. It's a lot exposing it all. Like, that's
insight,
thank you.
Insight to like what they're doing Because a lot of a lot of it is like you only really see what the product they end up putting up on the internet or on the TikTok or whatever. And so then when you get to kind of see what they're doing with their everyday lives, and they're actually they're humans, right? They're living their everyday lives, and they're interacting with each other every day. Now they're living in this house,
or to even see like there are like every other content house, and we saw Hype House, so I'm assuming every other content house is working as hard as us. Because, guys, we stay up really late at night. Like, it is like almost midnight right now. Like, this isn't just the only thing that we have in our avenues. We're actors, we're dancers, we're creators, we're like...
We run programs and organizations.
Teachers.
People count on us for endless things, and we're trying to find space
brothers
for this.
and sisters and
wives and husbands, and it's totally. It's definitely it's pretty hard sometimes, like how much energy you're giving it, and to see somebody as successful as the Hype House, and the one person Thomas starting it, and for him to kind of break down and be like, I'm tired, I feel overworked. I feel like that resonated with us, because we were like, maybe it's us, maybe we're working extra hours and it's not really coming to fruition. But especially because we came onto the platform so much later and we're just building now, 4 years compared to 1 year is so different. And I do feel our meetings have been going well, and we have like some really cool things in the future coming up that we cannot wait to share with you. But no, I think there was also like great.
We have a purpose too.
Yeah.
Like Casey Amari says, you guys were meant to be. And I believe that, we were, and we all bond. I think we're here to kind of really create something bigger than ourselves. It's not even about us. We're joining a part of a community that's been established, and we're trying to again push the love and support. There's still places that they won't even allow you to enter in because we're different or we don't follow the certain constructs, and we're trying to break them, redefine them, build and break and destroy. And it's just like,
which I thought was kind of cool on the show too. The Hype House show is
with Larry,
with Nikita, because she's trans, and she said, I love her. Love Nikita, but she said that there was no trans education, which is also why we had gone public with our relationship, Jeka and I. But there's no trans education on makeup and this and all that. So she was like, I'm gonna fucking start my own. I'm gonna start my own makeup brand. And she is very, very open with how much money she makes, a multi-million-dollar company.
Very controversy. Controversial.
But that's something you should be proud of and be able to.
Controversial.
What did you say it?
Controversial. No. Controversial. Stop talking.
Stop.
Controversial.
You're going to plug it in wrong in my head.
Controversial.
She's very controversial.
Yes.
Versal.
Could I get it in a sentence?
But that's also something that you should be proud of. Like, if you're successful, right, and you've worked really fucking hard to get your get
your face in front of get your face in front of people, because that's your calling.
She also wears absolutely nothing on camera and has body goals for I mean for me.
But then we see the episode where she gets her plastic surgery done and how open she is about that.
But that's also really fucking cool, for someone to be open,
transparent
about their transition and all that stuff. So
and it's so I love it because you get to see someone do what they want. You see that relationship with her mother, and it's like you're in charge. Yeah. What do you want to do with your life? And you just see someone just take ownership and go, this is what I want to do, and I want to do this for me because I know what I want. Yeah, and that's fun.
Shout out to Nikita's mom.
Yeah. Hey, Mama Nikita.
Hey, Mama Nikita.
And I think that's also really fucking special, too, that one, it worked and she's successful, and two, that she hasn't strayed. Well, we don't really know her personally, but from what it looks like, she hasn't strayed away from what her end goal is being, being
I don't know how she didn't kill those other boys, though. I'm like, whoa.
I mean, I definitely feel like she is the storyline of this season. You know what I mean? I think
I mean, like you were saying, she had an entrance every time. We were just there to see her looks, and obviously we're queer, too, so we can identify with her.
She would walk in and be like, ski.
Oh my gosh, it was
pussy stunt.
Yeah.
Where you don't look at anybody. And I'm like,
her hair was bouncing, and then they would cut to the next person walking in, and it was like, blah, blah, blah.
Stop. They go to prom, which I think is great. Also, I've been binge watching Queer Eye because I need to cry.
Me too.
Because I need to cry. And they also
animal episode. animals?
I didn't see the animal.
Oh my god!
I saw the prom episode where they did it for the kids that went to COVID, and like I
so
couldn't stop
good.
crying because I'm like, I love kids. We all love kids here. I think that we're very passionate about just being supportive, seeing them as humans, and just listening to them. And for the last 2 years, these people didn't get to experience the same things we did. And you see these guys put on an amazing kind of prom for them, and it's so emotional. They do it too. The Pride Hype House. Ooh.
Yeah.
Soon to be Pride.
I feel like, and also like, if you guys don't know, we're, things are escalating with Pride House, and we're hoping to kind of bring that same inclusion on the big screen with Pride House LA. But I do feel like there is a common denominator with these shows that make you feel emotional and are doing progress and inclusion and all of that. And I just gotta say, it's the LGBTQIA community. You know what I mean? It's like,
well, duh, we're
and
the
it's
best.
like Hype House's show, if they didn't have that spin with
they didn't have
Larry
that
and
unique,
Nikita, then it would be screwed.
It would just be so flat.
It would be white.
Yeah.
Like literally, like it would just.
Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
I was like, it's hey, but also that's also their story. Like aside from the queer part of the Hype House show that's on Netflix, I feel like their journey is important for people to see too, because it is right, like something that a lot of people, they only see the end product of like, what they're posting, and like you want to see their cry. Like I want to see them cry. Like have
because
actual human emotions.
It makes you feel not alone. And honestly, like for everyone listening, this is in no way, shape, or form a hate on or attacking.
We're just expressing it.
Yeah, it's
educational.
And it was honestly
pop culture.
Yeah, very much eye-opening, because we just started our content house, and just seeing the stuff that they went through, and just knowing that like, okay, so what we are going through is normal.
Totally.
And we try to bring diversity into our house as well, and as much as it's just us three as far as official members, like
there's so many people working behind the scenes that are supporting us in so many ways, and we're looking to also continue the outreach. Everyone here on the live is saying there are still barriers that need to be broken, and I think Pride House LA will help that. Their only shtick was getting views, but not about sending messages.
Oh, that's really special. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I think it is important. And I think it's interesting, too, for those of you who've seen Hype House, what you think of it. Put it in the comments, or just your thoughts. Or if you see any, like we're also, we have Kelsey, who's our psychic. Like if you ever have a dream about us, if you ever see us let us know.
I have visions all the time.
Yeah,
too,
give us, like, if you see something that can help us direct things in different ways, we are here for the community.
Kai,
for you.
who's an amazing artist, who's like the coolest person ever, and her career is kind of taking off. And
who, the one friend that you were just saying went viral on Spotify.
Oh, Lauren Spencer Smith.
Fire.
Yeah. She has her song Finger Crossed. She comes to the house, her and Gina, and they just sing. And you're just like, wow.
Yeah. And that is why I think we love Hype House, because essentially we're doing the same thing. We're a hub, we're a home, we're a community for you to tap in, to express and show your talents, whether it's acting or dancing or makeup or whatever, DIY. And if you identify with the community, come to us, reach out.
Support the community.
Yeah, like if you're an ally or a part of the community, and Pride House LA is the
hub.
It is. It's
the energy, it's the pulse,
navigation to the change. You know what I mean? Like this, we are that. Again, we say this a lot, but it's that safe space. But we are the path into, helping the youth specifically, and even the older generation who was too scared to
and
come
a little
out,
confused right now too.
Yeah,
it really is like that saying of like, be the person who you wish you had growing up.
Yeah.
Right, that hole. You were trying to fill that hole.
I really try to be that person for...
I really try to be that hole. I really try to fill that hole.
No.
Yes, brother. Fill the holes. Fill all the holes.
Oh my God.
All right, well, I think that's time for our second break before it gets a little out of hand.
Hole.
But you guys, we have something really exciting to talk about after the break. Golden Globes just happened, and there's something major that took place.
Again, our community is
also have a friend from 10 years ago that just won one. So stay tuned. We're going to come back with this small segment about the Golden Globes and how excited we are. And we're doing Gay Magic right now.
Because it's so warm in here.
Welcome back, Pride fam.
Hi. Hi, Mollee.
It's so warm in here.
Mollee.
It's so warm.
Mollee. I feel like Elmo. That's going viral right now.
I definitely think the next launch of clothing we do has to say, it's so warm.
Yeah.
So warm.
It's so warm in here. It is.
Come and
global,
try it.
and we can make it global warming too.
Oh, okay. Put a earth on it.
Yeah.
Gen Z would love that.
Put a rainbow
proceeds
earth. So you guys, we're about to talk some pop culture in the news. No, not more pop culture, but we're talking about the Golden Globes, right, Molly?
Yeah. So, before we went to break, we talked about somebody who was very influential in our industry, and she is the first trans actress to win a Golden Globe for Pose. Her name is MJ Rodriguez.
I love Pose.
Yes, and
Ryan Murphy.
how amazing is that? First of all, like, babe, how do you feel like for the trans community? Like, how crucial that is?
It's for me. It's just incredible to feel and see some, because like I always like, for me growing up, I would watch TV and sitcoms and all that stuff, and it was always just like cis
butt of the
male and a cis girl, and so like and to know that somebody in the trans community is living the dream is just fucking incredible, and like winning awards and just
I love excellence
for being
too.
who they are, and then also like a show that allows them to tell their story,
Right.
as you know,
They're in the spotlight. It's really nice.
And
It's
also
incredible.
living the dream for them, which is cool
Yeah.
because there's, so many other careers, obviously, without entertainment where I'm sure it could be scary to be trans and out and all that. So something so celebratory as the entertainment industry and
you're
a show
putting in
like
the limelight,
Pose,
and
I think that's really cool. And especially like for me, I've been such a huge like advocate for trans females because like, it's just, I don't know, I just have a soft spot. What we talked about like last week, it's, obviously part of the trans community is being able to be passing or like the bathroom situation and all that. And I just, a lot of times people who start transitioning could be possibly after hormones. And I just feel so much for the trans female community where I just want them to succeed so much, and I want them to not feel scared and all of that, or feel as beautiful as they are. And for somebody who is trans female to win a Golden Globe, which is one of the highest ranking things that you can get in our industry, is so like, it makes me
how far we've come.
It makes me so happy. And it kind of sucks too, because the backlash is like, oh, well, people are winning this because they're part of the community, or
That's called haters. And what you do with haters is you just brush them off.
You just squirt them with your breast milk.
Oh my God, she was regretting that. I was like, where's Meghan Trainor? Because if you think
kiss my ass goodbye.
Give me that.
JoJo would be proud.
Also, side note, there's you don't need to be on hormones and get surgeries to be transgender. Like if you're trans, like, and that's who, like, you know what I mean? That's you, and you feel that in your heart and your mind and your soul, or your like, all that stuff. Like being trans is you, and I think there's a level to that as well. As
Wait, tell me why you're saying that. Because I mean, your video that you just posted was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
To see the change. I don't know
my voice.
Yeah.
Oh, well, for me, being trans is very like internal. I think I've struggled with that for I don't even know how many years before, like even before I realized I am trans. And hearing my voice in my last, like I didn't like I was talking to Molly about it the other day. I was like, I didn't even realize how much my voice has quote unquote changed in the last 2 years until I really compare it to where it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was
I always thought you had a deep voice.
I thought that
listening
too.
to it back,
I literally-
Yeah, honestly, it was shocking. We're talking about a video Jeka posted of him being on testosterone for 2 years, right?
Yeah, starting at 1 month.
Coming about 2 years.
And you hear it.
Yeah. And so I tried to keep track of it every month. I did my best.
He did 2 months.
I did 2 months, and then 2 months.
You did all the months. Don't ever say that. You did not do.
Listen,
No,
I
he
did
did not.
2 months, and then COVID happened, and then COVID took over. I feel like our existence, so I like kind of stopped paying attention to
Time.
Yeah, you were like, let's not pay attention. We could all die.
I stopped paying attention to like
Don't look up.
and I don't know if this sounds selfish, but I stopped paying attention to me, and I started really paying attention to like my life around me. I don't know, like, so I was really into
It's like the least selfish thing you could ever say.
it sounded selfish.
I stopped paying attention to me and started paying attention to everyone around me.
What was happening was I was really open to what was gonna happen next.
Right.
Like I really had to like pay attention to like what was gonna
we
happen.
were all in a weird
what was gonna happen with what we were doing with crew, and I was really into what was happening with like TikTok, and like I was like, so I wasn't really paying attention to like my transition was really like something important, obviously, but it kind of was cool in a sense where it was like just something that was happening too, like alongside of everything else that was big.
Like it was just, it just seemed like it was kind of like a part of you. Like it didn't need to be like this like showcase of who you are.
I didn't like display it.
Yeah,
it was just something that was happening, and I was doing my testosterone shot every week, and we were just Mollee was obviously helping me because I can't reach around to shout. And
I still give
Mollee
him a
still
shot.
helps me Mollee puts it in my butt every week.
So, and then I'm so sorry. Any of my students listening, stop listening. It's the only time I can put it in his butt.
It's a needle.
Welcome to the club.
It's a very shiny needle. Mollee helps me with every week.
It's super shiny.
This is
also
and
this
it's probably
one time,
warm.
No, this one time I put it in the right side of his butt because you're supposed to alternate, and I hit a vein.
Oh, vein.
Not
Sorry,
a vein.
and it bled.
I mean, not a nerve.
We both got scared.
So I was like,
I
can't do it anymore. So I could only do it in the left butt cheek, and then finally I got the courage like 2-3 weeks ago.
But I had to learn how to do the shot on my own, either in the butt, because the shot that I do is intramuscular, so it's a really long shot. So you can't do it like in your arm or like in your belly. You have to do it either in your thigh.
He's going on tour with Todrick.
That's right. So I had to be able
to
for 4 weeks, for 4 to 6 weeks, I have to be able to do the shot on my own in my thigh.
What's the liquid consistency like?
It's like maple syrup. It's really thick. Yes.
And Jeka just changed his needle to something a lot.
Well, here's the thing. I don't in the midst of us moving everything around, I had lost my pack of needles. I don't know where they went, so I had to order the really, 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 really thin ones. Where normally I get a 20 gauge of needle, but I have been doing my shot with a 22 gauge. So the lower the number, the thinner
smaller
the needle.
it is.
So it's basically like a piece of hair. And imagine squirting maple syrup.
Yeah, I am. I'm thinking about it right now because I'm just thinking about. I'm thinking about the testosterone itself, like that actual substance.
I have a needle that's a 20 or 18 gauge, which is pretty thick, right? If you think about 18 is a little bit thicker than 22. You use the 18 gauge to pull the syrup out of the thing, and then I swap the needle out after I get everything through. Put the 20 or now 22 gauge on, screw that one on, and then Mollee helps me. And so it takes like literally 5 minutes to squirt 25 grams of testosterone into my butt.
Do you feel
That's
anything?
A lie. It takes like a minute and a half.
It feels like forever.
It does. Like, does it? Can you tell me the changes of or what testosterone does to you? And does it feel anything like like when I get like a B12 shot or something, I feel it maybe in like an hour or something. Like, what is the actual sensation if you can describe it in any way?
I honestly don't feel like an immediate change in like. Maybe in my mood. I think I do feel immediately I do feel like a little bit more of like a calm, because I'm like, okay, I'm getting my testosterone shot, and I just feel like, okay, it's like medicine. Like if you have a headache and you take Advil or whatever, like you know this is gonna make you feel better. So I feel like the testosterone shot is kind of like that.
Cool.
So but
there was always an ongoing joke where like Jeka would take his testosterone shot and be like, ooh. Yeah, totally. And so we would joke about that all the time.
But even from the very, very, very first shot, I remember it being like kind of anticlimactic. Like I was like, oh, okay, that was a shot. I just felt like I got like
because we were the doctors, and the doctor just like freaking.
He was like, all right, ready, 3, 2.
I squeeze really hard on his bum so he doesn't feel it. I put it in like the needle, and I go slow, and then I go really slow out, because you could literally feel the needle coming out of the muscle and then out of the skin. It's really weird.
Tender.
Yeah,
we all just meet.
And then the doctor who did it the first time literally just stabbed him, boop, squish, pull. And then it bled.
And we're like, oh, cool.
This is
classic bougie ratchet.
I was like, oh, this is going to be easy. I could just do it myself. But like now it's like, he's like, no, you got to push because it's like syrup, right? You got to push it slow. And I'm like, oh my God, this is
I want some pancakes.
Yeah.
But that like, we kind of went off on a tangent, which was very educational, but it was a great.
Side note, there are also different ways to administer testosterone shots. You don't have to do it intramuscular. You can also do the ones in the belly where the needle is much shorter. You can also do yourself. And there's also a gel, and there's
what
also
is the
pill.
hormone process for somebody who is male to female?
Pretty sure it's similar. Exactly.
So it's a
Because
shot
it's not
too.
Yes, I think I don't know if it's as. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe someone can help me out with this. I think it may
Anyone
be
out on the
less intramuscular. Maybe it's more subdermal. I don't know the term.
We
term
should,
for that.
we should look that up. Or if anybody who's a listener or viewer
Right
that
now,
is
hi,
trans
is that a thing?
female would love to get you like
Please
zoomed
help
in.
us.
Yeah, zoom in. I would love to hear like and educate, our audience and because
I'd love to be educated.
Yeah, because this is also such a new experience for Jeka and I, and obviously Kent too, like being in our world, but specifically as a couple, it's definitely a new realm that we're stepping into and we're learning as we go. So I would love to hear anyone who else is trans out there or intersex or anybody who has kind of a similar experience. Would love to get you on
Our people.
the podcast. But yeah, I think
Golden Globes.
Yeah,
Sorry, let's go back.
Golden Globes.
We also like how we got into all of this too. We were talking about the Golden Globes and just winning, and we also have another friend in there. Her name is Ariana DeBose.
Yes. And she
Shout out.
actually was on my season of So You Think You Can Dance.
Season
And-
6.
Yeah, season 6. And my favorite thing is that she was voted off first. So like she didn't like do the full season or whatever. And to anyone who maybe gets voted off first, you're like, oh man.
Mm-hmm.
But she took that as like what I'm assuming we haven't really talked since then, which is 2009.
So, Ariana, if you're listening,
Congrats.
Yeah.
congrats.
First of all,
absolutely.
Stunning.
100%.
But
And everything
she-
in Hamilton and in West Side Story.
I was
West Side
gonna say she has done nothing but prove that like one show is one show.
Yeah,
And
that's-
a couple opinions or a couple opinions.
And sometimes things need to, you never know your timing in this industry.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen. You may think that this experience is going to be the most life-changing experience, but then you find out, wait, hold on. In 10 years, you're going to get a Golden Globe. You're going to get nominated for an Oscar. You're going to get
Yeah.
everything you've ever thought.
Yeah.
Today's
Pretty
accomplishments.
wild.
And I think what's
Or not
really cool
tomorrow's.
too,
Afro-Latina, like amazing.
yeah, I think what's really cool too is like she's, like my age, she's like 30 and I was close with her or like a close proximity of her in a job. And to see that she just recently got discovered with Hamilton, she played the Bullet and then she was in Prom and now she's
Yeah,
in
you
West
worked.
Side Story.
Did you work?
I did the prom. Well, we did the last dance. I did the last,
The
very
big- the
last
big-
dance.
yeah, the
scene
big
at
number.
end, which was incredible.
But I used to
she was
always compare it to like, okay, if Meryl Streep is as successful as she is and she didn't get discovered till she's 30, I have hope because you guys are
Yes.
30 and now I have somebody even bigger to look up to, which is Ariana DeBose, and saying like, okay, I was in her same kind of realm in the same
Her magic,
moment.
her
Yeah.
flow,
And then
her path.
she's now popping off and she's just, my age too. So like my dreams can still happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which
Oh,
I
and they
think
will
is really
happen.
cool.
There's
And they
space for
will. It's all about
everybody's
it's all about your mental space. It's all about what you think about. It's all about what you manifest. 2022. Whenever you get one of those like negative thoughts, immediately do your best to get rid of it. Focus in on potentially something else or someone else and get into that positive as soon as you can because there is no time. There is no time. If COVID has taught me anything, there's no time to fuck around. It's
Yeah.
time to start thinking positive. Write it in purple ink.
And it's also, I feel like possibly we could kind of touch on this to close it out, but it's like COVID taught me that karma's real. You know what I mean? Like,
Dang.
like how you.
Those fighting words. Get the ding, 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 ding. Ah!
One more.
She's ready to fight Jake Paul. She's ready to fight them all.
No, but I definitely feel like what you put out is what you get back. And, I just, people work really hard. People have bad attitudes and people are magical. Like whatever type of that energy that you put out is, I genuinely like in my heart believe that you receive. And I feel like this has been something major this past year that we have been through COVID, putting out good energy. We have been being positive and rooting for our friends. There's so many people in our industry, you guys, that would see a friend of theirs get a Golden Globe and be like, ugh, I don't know how she got it. But like the first thing I thought was like, oh my gosh, like we haven't talked in 12 years, but like I think that's the most amazing thing. And that's how all of us are. And we have things like TikTok.
Yeah, I was just
and-
saying, like, I'm reading now, like, we have been doing good stuff. Like, we were in, I don't even know if we even said
haven't
it
talked
on
about
the
it.
podcast, which is so humble of us.
Yeah,
we
we're
love to
very
see
humble.
it.
Humble
But,
queers.
we were featured
queers.
in Out 100's LGBTQ plus performers of the year. And
in Out Magazine.
In Out Magazine. And then look at this. TikTok. Thank you, TikTok.
Sent us
Thank
his
you,
box.
TikTok.
You want to read it off? Read it off, Jex.
I'm the worst reader. Gosh. Hi, Pride House. Congrats on being featured in Out 100 LGBTQ plus performers of the year. Big things happening. Shout out Eduardo.
Oh my God, they said big things happening. I didn't
the
even
TikTok
know that.
team. And there are, we got this really huge box in the mail, and
They gave
came
us
as
a
a ring light, which
light.
is we need.
A jean jacket.
A jean jacket.
I got the
which
socks
We
a
split it up.
tote,
Yes.
a hydro flask.
that you're drinking out of already. So again,
just super
Eduardo,
appreciate
if
it.
you're listening, thank
Thanks, man.
you from the bottom
love
of
you.
our hearts.
Yeah.
And he's
You
also
rock.
going to weekend one at Coachella, but we can talk about that next
Oh,
podcast.
Coachella. What's up, Gigi McGree?
Hey, let's go.
Wait, I performed at Coachella.
With Ariana
Ari?
Grande.
Ariana Grande before literally the world shut down.
Yeah.
Well, we're about to reopen it up with our gay
Hey.
magic, honey. The queer community is taking over and spreading love. We will not fall.
Oh, such a fun episode, you guys. In case you are not already, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, rate, review, everything.
It's free.
We are counting on you guys to help us spread our message of Pride House LA, queerness, allyship, everything. So please do.
If you have some time to watch the episodes on our YouTube, please share.
Tell me what number I'm holding up right now.
Tell me what number I'm holding up.
Kent's not holding up any numbers.
That's subjective.
He's doing bear claw hands.
This is
like
art.
his feet.
We love you guys. And
Adele.
of course, a huge thank you to Studio 71, Camille, for everything you guys
2022
do
is
for
going to
us.
be amazing. We're going to give you even
Hell
more
yeah.
energy, more love, more just power and positivity to live your fullest and best life.
Yes, we have a really special guest next week, so tune in and we will see y'all
We're going to be flipping.
next
I bet
time.
you next week we're going to be flipping.
Woo! It's a great day to be
LGBTQIA.